What up, y'all? It's Oncer Grove, OSGOE. I am coolin'. How about y'all? This is C4CW, casting 495 celebrities worldwide. Man, this weather's just been fabulous, man. Fabulous for the past several days. Just perfect, man. I mean, if it could be like this all year, man, this would be an amazing world beyond the amazing that it already is, man. I know some people like that heat, man. They love that sultry, searing, burning sun. I mean, the summertime's cool. I just don't like that Florida type heat, man. That ain't Oncer Grove's forte, i.e. cup of tea. But man, for real, how all y'all doing, man? How y'all men and women doing? How is everyone doing? Yeah. So, let's see what's next, man. Thanksgiving, the day that Christopher Columbus cannibalized indigenous persons, sadly and tragically, pathetically, and in a very sick and disturbing way. The Pilgrims made it seem like they had some type of sit down with the native indigenous persons of North America and had some type of like feast. I don't know, man. I don't know about the historical accuracy thereof. Highly questionable, very sketchy, doubtful in my mind. But, you know, whatever. It's the story that we were told when we were kids, man, to placate us and to inculcate us with some type of children's story, you know, some type of some type of childlike innocence, you know. Pilgrims came from Europe, and then after battling with the natives, at some point they pieced it up and had a feast. Okay, whatever. But, you know, when you're a kid, and this show is for adults, when you're a kid, you know, it's a good story, right? It's a storybook, man. And you're like, yeah, the day that the Pilgrims and the natives sat down and they had a meal together, Thanksgiving. But, yeah. Santa Claus is real, though. Santa Claus is real, and so is the Easter Bunny. For sure. So let's see, man. What is there to talk about today? Well, I don't really want to jump to Nancy Pelosi because she's had way too much media coverage, and she's a loser in my book. I believe that she's on her last leg, politically speaking. She's run out of steam, and the caper's about to be up. It's going to be political curtains for her, because they are about to pull the plug on Nancy Pelosi's charade, Facade. Now, I know folks who are new to this show, folks who have been here with us in the audience alike, are probably wondering, someone out there like, come on, Grove, who are they? Well, you'll see. Higher authorities in the U.S. government. They're going to pull the plug on her, and they're going to be like, you can't do this. There's no constitutional basis on which to proceed with your shenanigans. That's right, man. Her chicanery, that word I've been using it all last week, as well as shenanigans. Her chicanery and shenanigans are over and out. That is over and done with, man. I try to use as many idioms as I can on this show to help, spice it up. But sometimes, man, I like, I'll get into the mood of like using some word, like overusing it, like for effect, because to me it's funny, you know. Others may say, come on, Grove, dude, you've used that word too many times. And I'm like, yeah, man, I mean, of course I have. That's the whole point. Just being obnoxious. But her chicanery, that is Nancy Pelosi's chicanery, and her shenanigans that equate to a total and complete facade. Over and done, over and out. Because system controllers, those who control the media, and this is how Hillary lost, those who are the shadow gov that create the overall larger narrative, like, what the markets are doing, this, and that, right? The feds, like the Fed rate increase and all this kind of stuff, or decrease, right? Or keep it at the same rate kind of shit, right? The people who control the stock market, the people who control the sentiment of America overall, because it's controlled, those folks who are in control of the system, they're tired of her, man. I know, because I've watched media for so long. The whole thing is really just a TV show. The whole thing really is just a TV show. It really is, man. It's a lot like how the system controllers in Hunger Games, how they controlled the grid, and you have folks living out in like the normal world, or what appears to be like normal world society to them in their dystopian future. But then, spoiler alert for those who haven't seen Hunger Games, you're probably like, Grove, it's a little late on the spoiler alert. You've already kind of like put it out there. What's going on? Yeah, sorry. But, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Hunger Games, you probably don't want to hear what I'm about to say. But for those of you who have, you know how the shadow gov, how they control the whole thing? And they have beyond current state-of-the-art technology, and it's all like meta advanced technology. Well, full disclosure, that's how this society is really rigged up, and that's how it's all staged up. So, these actors, these clones like Nancy Pelosi and Robert Mueller, they're only allowed to run amok and afoul for so long before the shadow gov is like, all right, you've done too much. You fucked up American sentiment, mostly going in this direction, in this trajectory, to this degree, and, at this amount. And, yeah, it's foul. And that's not how the story's supposed to play out. So, you're out of here. And that's what they do, man. They're about to pull the plug on Nancy Pelosi. See, I know shit like that. You know what I mean? I know shit like that. Just like the Robert Mueller investigation. Think about it. What a fucking movie, right? The biggest crock of shit in American politics ever in history in terms of a pseudo-investigation. As Mark Levin expertly says, a pseudo-event. Because that's what these frauds do, these clones. They just keep creating one pseudo-fraud-ass event after another. One after another pseudo-fraud event created by the left. Fucking socialist. Dems, they suck dick and eat shit. And that's what they do, man. These fucking fraud-ass clones. They just keep cooking it up, Let's cook up a news story and we'll engineer it in this way. And then America gets tired with it like, oh my God, these fucking clones, they're at it again. And then, the markets start to strain during those times and people get anxious and restless and angry and they're like, grr. And then the shadow controllers are like, all right, end that fucking sequence. Start new sequence. Okay? And that's how it works, man. So Nancy Pelosi, she's a disgusting human being. She's pitiful and fucking pathetic. She's absolutely evil. And I've already characterized her on many different occasions in many different ways, and they all amount to the same shit. She's just a reprehensible, detestable, loathsome, irksome, fucked up human being. Period. And she's taken up way too much of America's time with her fucking play acting and her childish, immature bullshit. And not just bullshit, mind you, high crimes, treason to the max. Because it's fucking treason, man. It really is. She's involved in treason, not just trying to disrupt American politics, but she's trying to twist and bend the system and create a fucking kangaroo Stasi court scenario where she and her fucking stupid ass, treasonous, seditious, subverter cronies, colleagues, They can, and their stupid fucking, their stupid, arrogant, conceited brains, their stupid, arrogant, conceited fucking brains, they can remove Donald Trump, but it's not going to happen. And the media on the left, they have it rigged up so much on a terrestrial level that they can pretend as much as they will that a majority of Americans, because listen, a majority, they can easily say whatever they want, man. It's all a con job. So they can say a majority of Americans are against Donald Trump, and there's an increasing sentiment in this trajectory this way, and most Americans, that is more than half of Americans, would love to see Donald Trump impeached and removed from office, as our statistics in polls clearly show, demonstrate, gulp, and illustrate. And they can just keep it going with all of the different idioms and all of the different phrases, all of the different fucking stories, all of their different fish tales, tall tales, fables, fairy tales, fucking chicanery, shenanigans. It's all BS, man. It's not true. Donald Trump is in power. He's going to remain in power. He's going to be reelected. And all these crackpots can do, like Nancy Pelosi, she's a crackpot. All they can do is keep concocting, that is cooking up, one fucking foul-ass story after another. The thing about Nancy Pelosi, man, is that she's not going to be allowed to do what she's been doing in the House, because she has bastardized, butchered, and fucked up the House of Congress. And so they're going to pull the plug on her, man. She's going to be out of there. Watch. See how it unfolds.